2 Poke Fairs, 2 Variety Scouts, 2 Seasonals, 1 Spotlight Scout. Are any of these sync pairs worth your gems, or are you better off skipping everyone? In this video, we discuss if getting 1 copy is better or getting none is better. So with that said, strap on your seatbelts, sit tight, and let's begin this analysis video. Here we go! Yo, 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 this is Sol, also known as Spiel Gum, also known as Spatial Gum, also known as Grunt, the artist Team Skull Grunt, and this is Pokemon Masters EX. Guys, welcome to my 1 out of 5 or none out of 5 video scouting guide for, well, it says free to play here, but with the direction that this game is going, it's not just this video is not just for free-to-play players now. Even for dolphins who spend a little bit of money, or sometimes even for whalers, mini whalers, whalemers, whatsoever you want to call. It's hard. It's hard to get all these sync pairs now. Personally, I have scouted, I have whaled for you guys. I have gotten 5 copies of the Poke Fairs and everything. I'm doing this for you. So I have all the sync pairs. Albeit some of them not really maxed out yet. Like for example, Bead is not 5 out of 5 yet and stuff like that. But, you know, doing this video for you. And by the way guys, I'm going somewhere. So this is my last gift for you guys before I leave for 2 weeks. So I hope you appreciate this video. Hit the thumbs up right now. And I will miss you guys because my scouting videos will not have my face on it, and you will not see my reactions, my freaking out. I will miss your boos and stuff. So until then guys, let me know in the comment section who you are scouting for in this update. Akari was not particularly kind to me. Could have been much better. Rei hopefully is kind. Best boy Noland hopefully is very kind. I'm more worried about the sprint and the field units in this update because, you know, yellow move candies are the only way to go for them. So Rei, I'm kind of worried about you. Best boy Noland, I'm kind of worried about you, but I really am confident that my best boy will not be betraying me and will come very kindly to my scouts. As for the Spotlight Scout, well, I can say right now and tell you guys, it is nice to just skip the Spotlight Scout because Spotlight Scouts will appear after their banner ends. So, out of all these 7 sync pairs, there are 6 limited sync pairs. This one, Lenora, is not limited. She's gonna be available forever. But anyway guys, another interruption. Hit, or rather go hit the join button if you want to join my members. Help me with a little bit of income while I spend 2 weeks earning nothing because I will not be working for 2 weeks teaching yoga. So help me earn a little bit of money by becoming a member. Click on the join button or sending some gift memberships to people's way and making people's lives happier and more fun. But anyway guys, one last thing, help me out with my PC upgrade. I will be spending quite a lot of money for the next 2 weeks. I would appreciate it if you would support me at coffee.com/splgum and help me with my computer upgrade. But that out of the way, it's time to begin this video. And I will begin starting with our timeline of events. Now, Akari came out, if you're watching this as a premiere, Akari came out yesterday and ends on October 18. Meanwhile, tomorrow, Rei will be coming out. He is a sprint sync pair. Akari is the field unit. Rei is the sprint sync pair. And then, a few days after, October 5, what day is it anyway? October 5 is a Tuesday. Thorton will be out, Variety Scout, and October 7, which is a Thursday, Best Boy Noland will be out. Again, field, sprint, field, sprint. And all of these sync pairs over here have EX roles. Let me start with Akari's Physical Strike. Physical Strike. Thorton is a field unit which I think doubles as a support sync pair. So field support is a nice combination. Best Boy Noland is a sprint striker. So physical striker, same as Akari. Rei Noland is a physical striker. Phoebe is, I think, a support sync pair which doubles as a tech sync pair, which is, for me, not a really good combination. Roxanne is a tech sync pair that doubles as a physical striker. Again, a good combination. Great combination, actually. Tech plus strike is always a great combination. Meanwhile, Lenora is a support sync pair that doubles as a tech sync pair, if I'm not mistaken, which again, I do not really like that combo. One sync pair is rerunning. A Master Fair doubles like Champion Callum. Neo Champion Callum is a support sync pair that doubles as a tech sync pair. Now, Callum is a Master Fair. So I guess can make some exceptions and give him the EX role, but normally for supports, I do not exactly want to give them the, tech EX role. Probably support sprint, support field is good, support strike is good if you have synchro healing one just like Champion Blue, but support tech is just not so good. Because support sync pairs are not exactly known to dish out strong damage. There are several exceptions. Actually, just a few exceptions. But most of the support sync pairs are not known to dish out damage. So, just giving them the tech role does not exactly help. Better off saving that tech role cake and give it to someone else. Like a striker sync pair or something. Other sync pairs like that. So, again, these first two are Pokefairs. Pokefairs 2% chance of getting the featured unit plus a 10% chance of getting a random 5-star sync pair. Pokefairs now give you presents. So for every copy of Rei or Akari that you scout for, you get 4 5-star power-ups, which you can use on anyone. As well as you get 4 roll cake coins of their EX roll. So both of them have the physical strike or the strike EX roll. So by scouting for them, you get 4 5-star power-ups as well as 4 strike roll cake coins. You need 20 to exchange for a strike roll cake. Thorton and Best Boy Noland, well, you have paid banner. The paid banner, 7,500 paid gems, guarantees you 1 copy, as well as gives you enough custom power-ups. Before, there was the power-ups for Rei and Akari can be given to anyone. This one for Thorton and Noland, you can only give these 5-star power-ups to them. And you get some sync orbs for them as well in the paid route. 7,500 paid gems guarantees you 1 copy as well as enough custom power-ups to make them 6-star EX. Normal banner, their normal route, gives you 3 move candy coins of their respective role. So for 3 multiples. So per multiple, for example, Thorton gives you 1, 2, and 3 field move candy coins. This is the very first time that you will be able to get field move candy coins from scouting. So that's Thorton. Noland gives you, again, the 7,500 paid gems as well as 3 sprint move coins. Sprint move candy coins. Meanwhile, Roxanne and Phoebe, same thing. By going for their regular route, you can get 3 of their of their move candy coins. I'm getting confused with the roll cake and the candies. Phoebe gives you 3 support move candy coins. Roxanne gives you 3 tech roll move candy coins. And then they have a tiered route. 7,700 paid gems gets you to tier 5, which you have a 25% of scouting for Phoebe, as well as Roxanne. 20,200 paid gems guarantees you 1 copy of Phoebe and Roxanne in their respective banners. So that's that. Meanwhile, Lenora, very similar to the Variety Scouts, Thornton and Best Boy Noland. 7,500 paid gems guarantees you 1 copy of Lenora, and I think that's the only way to go for this one. If you want 1 copy of Lenora, scout 7,500 paid gems. Do not touch the normal banner unless you need the support move candy coins. And that's it. We do not get any support sync pairs except for Phoebe and this one, so much important right now is to save up and get those sprint and field roll move candy coins, and that's that. So that is it for the timeline, guys. I am going to move on with our gem count. So if you haven't seen this, we do not exactly get a lot of gems. So check out this video and see how you balance out your gems scouting for these same pairs if you are gonna scout. I haven't seen the story yet of the traveling in an unknown land, but I have received a lot of spoilers that a certain sync pair is heavily implied to be coming into the game, and I'm guessing that this sync pair is gonna come as early as December, because December normally has a master fair. So I'm guessing this sync pair is coming on December, but probably could come as early as, you know, November. So hang on to your gems and probably scout for this sync pair if you are looking forward to this sync pair. But anyway, let me talk about all sync pairs briefly. And by briefly, I have made a video of Akari and Rei already. If you haven't seen it yet, watch that video, but I will be browsing through Akari and Samurott very quickly. If you see this image, congratulations, you have successfully scouted for Akari. And this sync pair has Ceaseless Edge, which sets up a dark damage field, and when you have dark damage field, your buddy move top performer Ceaseless Edge will be unlocked. You can use this 2 move gauges only, and every single time you use this, it gets powered up. Use this 4 times to get maximum damage, and every successful hit after 4 times will be remained the same amount of damage. And this sync pair can also bring in Dark Zone and can raise an ally's speed and so on and so forth. You can raise your attack stat by 4 at the start of the battle immediately with your passive skill, as well as maximize your critical hit rate, as well as reduce your sync move countdown -1 immediately. And move gauge acceleration at the start of the battle because of quick tempo, and she has built-in critical strike 2, which is an attack sync move body move multiplier, which is good because you can always give her critical strike 2 as a lucky skill, giving her critical strike 4, making her attacks 40% stronger. At 1 out of 5, she only gets headstrong. I will not touch 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 5 in this video. If you want to watch those videos, if you want to know through 2, 3, 4, 5, check out my the good versus the bad for Akari and Rei. But unfortunately for the other sync pairs here in this video, I will not be making videos of them because I'm going somewhere. Now this sync pair is a field unit, so by 6-star EXing her, you bring in Dark Zone. And an extended Dark Zone, it will be a little bit longer, but that's it. Dark Zone will power up all your attacks, will power up your sync move. This is a very strong dark type sync pair. Very strong damage, physical dark types. We have special dark types. Neo Champion Marnie is a special dark type. Cygnus with Cyrus is a special dark type. Karen and Houndoom is a special dark type. Marnie, or rather, Marnie is a physical dark type, electric/dark type. Neo Champion, Serena, and Callum are physical dark types, And I guess the best physical dark type we have now in the game is actually Cosplay Zinnia. So this one is another physical dark type. So if you probably don't have cosplay Zinnia, would be nice to have this in your team. But in terms of dark types, we already have so many other dark types. Very, very strong dark types even. We also have Summer N, which is also a special dark type, which is very strong. But Akari Samurott is a nice addition to your team, and by making her have her EX role, not only can she bring in a Dark Zone, when you use your sync move, you can also hit everyone with your sync move. So physical striker hits everyone as well. And that is Akari Samurott's base kit. So let me move on to the next one, which is Rei Decidueye. We will have him come to the game very soon. This one is promoted by DNA as the very first fighting type sync pair to hit everyone. And by hitting everyone, that means your buddy move. But the only way to unlock his buddy move is to use your sync move first. Anyone in your team can use the sync move, and by using his buddy move, everyone in your opponent's field of play will flinch unless they have the passive skill Unflappable or Interference Immunity. And yeah, that's basically it. That's the best thing about Rei. AoE fighting type, flinching attack, strong attack, and it also lowers the opponent's defense -2 when you use it. Critical hits land more easily, and yeah, this is a sprint sync pair. So by using your trainer move, you get to lower your sync move countdown -1. You get to raise your speed stat to max, gives you a super effective up next effect, which makes him a really powerful fighting type sync pair. And his sync move has a multiplier. The higher his speed stat is, the stronger your sync move is gonna be. His passive skills are similar to Akari. Same first passive skill, Survey Corp's Teachings, which raises your attack stat +4, maxes out your critical hit rate, lowers your sync move countdown -1, and then every single time you use your sync move using him, you get to give everyone free move next. And Soften Up 1 just guarantees that always your sync move is gonna be a crit. So by giving him his EX role, which is Striker again, you're guaranteed that every single opponent will receive a critical hit unless you have critical shield or critical hit defense in the opponent's field of play. So very strong fighting type. I said this in my other video. We have more strong dark types compared to fighting types, but we have a lot of strong fighting types as well. And that's why I'm rating Rei a little bit higher than Akari. But, you know, if you have Champion Hop, never need Rei. If you are okay with using B as a, you know, free-to-play or semi-free-to-play sync pair, you do not need Rei. If you are satisfied with any other fighting type sync pair in your team right now, you do not need Rei. But nice to have because, well, very nice. Difference? Akari probably better in terms of because she can bring in Dark Zone. Rei cannot bring in Fighting Zone. No Fighting Zone here, but AoE, fighting type attack. Guaranteed flinch for every single opponent. And if you use his normal attack, triple arrows, you have a 30% chance of making the opponent flinch with a higher chance with higher move levels. But we're just talking about one copy right now. And at one copy, that's what he has to offer. Strong. But do you need another fighting type? Let's move on to Thorton and Magnezone. If you see this image, congratulations. Well, you got the correct Thorton, not the 4-star one, a 5-star one. He gets Magnezone, and he gets 3 different types of attacks. 1 Flash Cannon, 1 Metal Sound, 1 Discharge. Flash Cannon hits 1 opponent, 3 move gauges, has a 10% chance of lowering the opponent's special defense. Metal Sound lowers the opponent's special defense -2. Discharge just hits everyone. And let's get going. Well, you can just read that right now. Raises an attack or an ally's attack and special attack raises an ally's critical hit rate and applies the enduring effect. You can only use this once. This is 1 MP. So he's kind of like a support sync pair. Sync move, no additional effect. Passive skills are pretty interesting. Factory Knowledge powers up everyone's moves. And by moves, that's not including sync moves if I'm not mistaken. When attacking a target that is restrained. And if you attack an opponent, you will restrain the opponent. So you restrain the opponent first using Factory Knowledge. And then, if the opponent is restrained, you get to land more powerful attacks. Not just for Thorton, but also for your other sync pairs. Nice! And how do you restrain the opponent? The easiest way you want to restrain the opponent is by using Discharge. Because Discharge hits everyone. And by using Discharge, everyone gets restrained immediately. And after that, all your attacks from all your sync pairs will get powered up. Nice! Second passive skill, hit restrained opponent, free move next 9. If you attack a restrained opponent, your next move is gonna be free. Nice! Only the first attack is gonna cost a move gauge, which is similar to Champion Blue, because Champion Blue also has Discharge and gives himself free move next. So by restraining the opponent, you hit the opponent, you'll get free move next. Third passive skill is also interesting. If you hit a restrained opponent, you will give yourself super effective up next effect. And if the opponent is weak to Discharge, your next Discharge is gonna be 1.5 times stronger. If the opponent is weak to Steel type moves, your Flash Cannon or your Sync move is gonna be 1.5 times stronger. And this will always give you that super effective up next effect as long as you attack the opponent that is restrained. And you know, in Champion Stadium, 3 opponents, first cycle of sync move, every single opponent will take turns attacking. Then it sticks to the center opponent. So imagine the remaining opponents will still be restrained. The center opponent will probably, the restraint will disappear. So you can keep attacking, keep attacking, keep attacking. These two will remain restrained. You will always get that super effective up next effect. You will always get that free move next effect if you use Discharge. Because all the other opponents on the sides are gonna be restrained perpetually until they decide to attack. I think that's how it works, right? It doesn't go away on its own. You have to move first. Just like Trap, I think, and Confusion. Correct me if I'm wrong. 1 out of 5 for your Sync Grid. You get Antitoxin and Sand Shelter, which is typical. No comment. I think the good thing about this, Factory Knowledge is just really interesting. Powers up everyone's attacks. This is similar to, you know, we have the Tapus in the past. Powers up everyone's special attacks, powers up everyone's physical attacks. If the field is like Psychic Terrain, if the field is Fairy Zone, if there's an Electric Terrain, something like that. This one, if the opponent is restrained, every single sync pair's attacks are gonna get stronger. Very helpful, super effective up next, free move next effect. Very helpful in my opinion. And that's Thorton, but the sad thing about Thorton is he is a Variety Scout. And Variety Scouts just suck. DNA did not have to come up with Variety Scouts. They're just greedy, they just want to earn more money, and that's why they came up with Variety Scouts. Hiya, but I have nothing bad to say about Best Boy Noland because he is my favorite sync pair in this game. And finally, he gets what he deserves, an alternate unit. He does not get 6-star EX colors though, but at least he now has a 6-star EX form. This one is a debuffer, an accelerator, rather a sprint unit. Sprint unit, again, by using your sync move. By the way, guys, earlier, Thorton is a support sync pair. And yes, or rather, Thorton, sorry, let me just go back, is a field sync pair. Field support, the EX role is support. He will not bring in electric terrain when you sync. He brings in steel zone when he syncs. 6-star EX sync, because he is steel type. He is not electric type, he is steel type. Just take note of that. Alright, going back to Noland. Yes, he is a debuffer. You use Struggle Bug, lowers the opponent's special attack stat -1, but you have a passive skill, Overwhelm 9, which you also lower the opponent's attack stat -1 when you attack the opponent. So by using Struggle Bug, not only do you lower the opponent's special attack, you also lower the opponent's physical attack stat, which is nice. You got hit team speed up to 9. Every single time you attack an opponent, everyone's speed stat will go up +1, making yourself speedier. And check out his speed stat, 508, really high. Haste, your speed cannot be lowered. But how do you raise your speed stat? Well, you have to use your... how do you raise your speed stat anyway? You raise your speed stat by attacking an opponent with hit team speed up to 9. And by maxing out your speed stat, guys, your buddy move will be unlocked. And this buddy move is just one move gauge, guys. And every single time you use his buddy move, which is Accelerating X-Sister, you get to lower the opponent's accuracy stat -1 and get to leave the opponent confused. So, you can lower the opponent's accuracy, keep them confused, and this will be locked again. This will deactivate if you lower your speed stat to less than +6. But the opponent will not be able to do that because you have a passive skill called Haste, which means your speed stat cannot be lowered. By using your trainer move Dire Hit Plus, you get to maximize your critical hit rate. By using your trainer move Good Job, you get to lower your sync move countdown -3. -3! But there's a catch. You raise your attack stat and evasiveness +2, which is good. But you also lower your defense and special defense -3. Which is a very, very bad thing. Makes you really, what's the term? Very vulnerable to damage. Unless you're fast enough. Unless you have a support. Unless you have unbending. Unless you have anything that can prevent your stats from going down. But sync move countdown -3, guys. You can do something like this. I think Good Job has an MP refresh. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think Good Job has an MP refresh. In fact, let me quickly check right now, because I'm pretty sure that Good Job has an MP refresh. Good Job MP refresh. Good Job MP refresh. Actually, does he have an MP refresh? I'm sorry. I don't think Good Job has an MP refresh. Well, that's sad. Because if Good Job has an MP refresh, that would make him crazy. Really crazy. You can just spam Good Job, refresh, and try getting Good Job again. And basically, you can just use your same move as quickly as a snap of a finger. Unfortunately, he does not get that. He does not get the MP refresh. So, you know, lower your sync move countdown -3 is not bad at all. And you have some other passives, or you have other things in his grid. Like, for example, if I'm not mistaken, you have not fail forward 1. What else do you have that can lower your sync move countdown? Do we have any? Well, probably not. But yeah, that's the thing about him. Lower your sync move cooldown very quickly by using your trainer move. And by using his sync move, since he is a sprint sync pair, he can lower your sync move cooldown -3 upon syncing. He can raise everyone's speed stat. You can lower everyone's special attack, lower everyone's attack stat. And that's it. Your sync move is going to be powered up the more your speed stat is raised. And at 1 out of 5, you get headstrong only, your attack stat cannot be lowered. But 2, 3 out of 5 and stuff, you can get some recovery for yourself. You can get some other stuff, but we are just talking about 1 out of 5 right now. Pretty fun to use if you want your sync move countdown lowered as quickly as possible. That's Best Boy Noland. Finally gets that 6-star EX form. But that's about it. Nothing extremely crazy. If you decide to give him his EX roll, which I'm doing, get to hit all opponents when you use your sync move, which is fun. Next, let's talk about Fall Phoebe and Cofagrigus. And this one is a support sync pair. Support sync pair with a tech EX roll, again, if I'm not mistaken. You have Shadow Claw and Phantom Force. Phantom Force is a 3 MP attack. You can only use this 3 times, and then you'll have to rely on MP refreshes or anything like that. Shadow Claw, critical hits land more easily. You have Potion, you have its Lively now, which applies the status reduction defense so that the opponent will not be able to lower your stats. And then raises the defense and special defense of all allies by 4. I like this. A very defensive sync pair. But can you raise your critical hit rate? Because that's my favorite and that's what I'm known for. Unfortunately, with her base kit, you cannot raise everyone's critical hit rate like this. You get passive skills. Take hit, ignore attack up, and special attack up. So this means if the opponent has raised its stats, its attack stat, its special attack stat, you will ignore that. Unaware, I think, is the Pokemon VGC or the game counterpart for this one. It ignores the opponent's physical and special attack raises. As for defense, special defense, speed, it doesn't ignore that. But if the opponent decides to attack you and it raises its attack and special attack, it just ignores it. Except if the opponent has multipliers, like for example, Haymaker or stuff, I think it puts that into consideration. But, or rather, it says attack move, it does not say sync move. So if the opponent has attack move multipliers, I don't think it ignores the multipliers. It just ignores the raise stats, but it doesn't ignore the multipliers. Hit, team attack up, and special attack up. Every single time you attack an opponent, you get to raise everyone's attack and special attack stat +1. Which is nice, so that you get to raise everyone's defense and special defense, as well as attack and special attack. You have Vigilance as a passive skill, so it leaves your lucky skill open for other passive skills or other lucky skills if you want to give her some other lucky skills. 1 out of 5, you get Antitoxin, you will not get Poison. Well, that's that. Nothing crazy at 1 out of 5, you just ignore the opponent's raised offensive stats. You can raise everyone's defense, raise special defense, raise attack, raise special attack, and you can recover everyone's HP. And apply status reduction defense. But aside from that, high defense, high special defense, and that's it. Nothing crazy about 1 copy of Fall Phoebe and Cofagrigus. But 2 out of 5, 3 out of 5 might be different. Again, she doubles as a tech sync pair, which is, I don't think it's any good. Her offensive stats are not great. You can completely not give her EX roll. Let's move on to the next one, which is Roxanne and Runerigus. And this one is way more interesting, I think, in my opinion, compared to Phoebe. So this one is a ground type tech sync pair, which has a strike EX roll, which tech plus strike is a nice combination. You have Sand Tomb leaves the target trap, but You have a passive skill. Hit team apply status change 9. If you inflict a status change on an opponent with the additional effects of a move that is Sand Tomb, if you leave one opponent trapped, every single opponent will be trapped as well. And you have multipliers. If the opponent is trapped, you have passive skill. Opponent trapped, team moves up 2. Everyone's attacks will be powered up if the opponent is trapped. Earlier, remember Thornton, everyone's moves will be powered up if the opponent is restrained. This one, if the opponent is trapped, everyone's moves will be powered up. Restrain and trap look similar but are actually different. Restrain does not deal damage per opponent's moves. Trap deals damage per opponent's moves. And you have a sync move multiplier. If the opponent is trapped, it gets powered up. And speaking of sync move, once you raise your sync move, guys, it returns or it reverses every single opponent's raise stats, or at least the opponent that you're targeting. If you have her 6-star EX and EX rolled, which means you hit all opponents, it reverses every single opponent's raise stats and reverses them. Topsy-turvy. If the opponent has +6 attack, +6 special attack, +6 defense, +6 special defense, rather +5, you know, there's a Champion Stadium Master Mode parameter. Opponent stats up 5 or something like that, I think. Or was it stats up +3? If you have that parameter, you use your sync move, it will reverse all positive stats into negative stats after every use of Phoebe's sync move, which is very nice. And yeah, it's fun. And then what else do we have here? Well, nothing. It just reverses the raise stats of the opponent, and that's it. Which is very, very interesting because it is not limited. You do not just do it once. Your second sync move, third sync move, fourth sync move, it will always reverse all opponents' raise stats except critical hit rate. So there's no way to lower the opponent's critical hit rate. If the opponent has raised its critical hit rate, well, you cannot do anything. I think she has multipliers with the opponent if the opponent does not have any raise stats. I think critical hit rate is considered a raise stat. So sadly, if the opponent's critical hit rate has been raised, you cannot do anything. And those multipliers that involve no raise stats will be gone. So that's that. You have X attack all to raise everyone's attack stat +2 to +4 by 2 uses of this one. You have I See It All, move gauge acceleration, raises the user's critical hit rate, raises Phoebe's critical hit rate, and raises everyone's accuracy +2. Now, you have a buddy move. And this buddy move activates when there is a trapped opponent. Or more trapped opponents. And this one is weird because this is labeled as a quick move, but I check Absol-utely's images, you know, his whatchamacallit, his Twitter, his X page with the images and all, and it says that Grudgeful Bulldoze is a 4-move gauge attack. I checked Poma Tools by STDK12. It says that Grudgeful Bulldoze is a quick move, which requires no move gauge. So I'm gonna assume, also the Paste Bin, Absol-utely's Paste Bin also labels it as a quick move with 0 move gauges. So I'm gonna assume that this does not require any move gauge and it hits everyone. So at least one opponent is trapped, you can use this, and every single time you use Grudgeful Bulldoze, you get to lower the opponent's defense and speed stat -1, and you raise everyone's defense and speed stat +1. Now, why am I confused? Because normally quick moves have MP. And this does not have any MP. You can use this an unlimited number of times. Do we have something like that? Well, I don't recall. Because, like, for example, Cygnus Hao, his B Thunderbolt, or rather B Electro Web, is a 1-move gauge attack. You have Noland, 1-move gauge. You have other sync pairs, sometimes 4-move gauges, sometimes stuff. Well, Pikachu, I guess B Thunderbolt is a quick move, but you can only use it once. So how many? There are some other quick moves like, I don't want to think right now, but quick move with no MP is a questionable one, but very interesting sync pair. And that team stat up flip is just very interesting. If you do not have good ground types, I guess you can consider scouting for Fall Roxanne. I think she's gonna be a great sync pair. And if you decide to 6-star EX her, probably consider giving her the EX role as well, because I think she kind of will be very, very helpful with that EX role, especially with that first passive skill, Team Stat Up Flip. That would be very, very, very interesting. And again, if the opponent's trapped, you get to power up all your sync pairs, which is very easy to trap the opponent just by using Sand 2. So Roxanne is one of the highest in my list right now of who you should scout for. Let's go to the last one, which, again, unless you want her on day 1, you should probably skip this sync pair. This is a support sync pair. This is Lenora. And you have Facade, which doubles in power when you are afflicted by a status condition. And normally, Burn will weaken you, but it ignores the reduced damage from Burn. So, there's no Flame Orb in this game, and I don't know if you can actually make yourself give yourself status conditions. Let me quickly check on Lenora right now and see if there is a way to give yourself a status condition. No, there is none. So, Facade will not get powered up unless the opponent just decides to give you a status condition. Leer lowers everyone's defense -1. X special defense, all typical. Research time is a good one. It's like mini potion all. It also charges your move gauge. And that, mini potion all plus move gauge recharge up a little bit. If you have your 3 sync pairs in your team, it fully recharges your move gauge. Okay. You have a sync move typical. This is, by the way, very, very dirty of DNA to give her a very generic sync move. You know, this does not have Dynamax. This does not have a max move. And she got normal impact. Why? Why DNA? Why are we getting spotlights now with generic sync moves? Answer. Answer, DNA. Could have been Museum Director Facade, Museum Director Last Resort, if this guy learns Last Resort, or Museum Director something else, but they decided to give Museum Director normal impact, which is very, very dirty of DNA to do so. Hiya. Next, we got use status Pokemon move on opponent, special defense down 9. If you use Leer on the opponent, you can not only get to lower the opponent's defense, but you also lower the opponent's special defense. Pretty nice. Debut field special damage reduction. Bring in special damage reduction to the allied field of play at the start of the battle. Pretty nice. Team Pinpoint Entry 2 raises everyone's accuracy at the start of the battle. Okay. No critical hit rate increase for 1 copy, only Stalwart. She works as a debuffer with defense down, special defense down, as well as a nice support, a nice special defense support. So, in terms of support sync pairs, defensive supports, this is pretty good. But in terms of, do you want to scout for this sync pair at day 1? Probably you should skip, because you can always get her after her banner ends on October 31. Or rather, November 1. Every single banner that appears on November 1 onwards should somehow have Lenora, except for select scouts, except for some banners that do not, you know, there are only few banners anyway. The new banners, the new scoutable sync pairs will always have Lenora as a scoutable sync pair after October 31. So those are the 7 sync pairs on this update, guys. And again, I want to say that you do you and scout for your faves. Ignore the meta. Is there meta in this update? Well, there are interesting stuff. Meta right now is EX roll. And meta right now is those skill pins that you've been getting, which you can completely ignore at the moment. But I think it's gonna play a bigger role in the future. But EX roll is the meta right now. And right now, it's very inaccessible. You have to get 5 copies of Pokefair in order to get enough Roll Cake coins to get that sync pair to his or her EX roll. Or you have to wait a lot of days of playing non-stop in order to get enough coins or enough daily tickets to convert and stuff like that. Not a lot of the new sync pairs deserve their EX rolls. Like, for example, Lenora, I do not believe deserves tech. I do not believe Phoebe deserves tech as well. I believe Roxanne deserves the striker. Best Boy Noland, I will be honest, completely honest, probably he does not deserve the striker. Other sync pairs will be better with that striker roll cake, but I'm giving to him anyway. Who else? The 2 sync pairs that we have, the Akari and Rei, are okay with the striker EX roll, but probably if you wanna EX roll someone among the 2 of them, probably Rei will be better for that. You know, fighting types. The good fighting types we have right now are not strikers. Yes, we have Cosplay Guzma. Yes, we have Bay, but normally the fighting types we have right now, the good ones, are tech sync pairs. So by giving Rei the strike roll cake, he becomes a really invaluable player in your team. But again, to get that strike roll cake, you're gonna have to scout for more copies or just earn those things. It's gonna take a while. So, before I end this video, I would like to summarize everything I said by ranking these sync pairs. Number 1, I think my highest priority in this list is, well, it always depends on who you need actually. But I would say right now that Lenora is someone you probably do not need. So you can rank her last or even exclude that in your list. I'm sorry, Lenora fans. But Spotlight Scouts have to go because... And I guess videos like this is what makes DNA not give Spotlight Scouts to us. So I'm sorry, guys. But Spotlight Scouts are a chance for you to earn some gems. So ignore the Spotlight Scout. Meanwhile, in terms of other sync pairs, Phoebe, in my opinion, you can also skip because she raises defenses, she raises attack, she raises special attack. A lot of other sync pairs do that. A lot of other supports do that. And she only has Shadow Claw as well as Phantom Force. Phantom Force will always run out eventually. So I guess Phoebe is my second lowest in this list. In terms of third lowest, well, it's a little bit tough to say now. Let's jump up to the highest priority in my list. My highest is gonna be a tie between Rei, I guess, and Roxanne. The 2 R's, Rainbow Rocket, sus. Rei because fighting types. Again, if you do not have a good fighting type, striker, Rei will be a good way because number 1, you can always use his buddy move and hit everyone with some devastating damage. It's gonna AoE, and it's gonna crit, and it is gonna make every single opponent flinch. So you probably do not even use the sync move, need a sync move, just the buddy move. Roxanne, on the other hand, is very, very helpful with her passive skill. The team stat up flip will just mess up the opponents, and then she does deal a lot of damage depending on how many move gauges her buddy move actually is, or depending on how many MP. If the Datamine is slightly incomplete or something missing there, my opinion on Roxanne might change, but she also probably deserves the EX role of Strike. Now, my next few, I do not want to rate Best Boy Noland really low, so I'm gonna put Best Boy Noland there because as a sprinter, well, your passive, your trainer move lowers your sync move countdown -3 immediately. That's gonna change a lot. That's gonna make your battles really fast-paced, and you get to lower the opponent's defense, or rather, the opponent's attack and special attack stat -1. That's very helpful in terms of debuffing the opponent's survivability and stuff. And by the way, Roxanne, I think, also powers up everyone's attacks, you know, if the opponent is trapped. Thorton powers up everyone's attacks if the opponent is restrained. So, I think Roxanne, Thorton, Noland, and Akari should be somewhat tied. Or Noland slightly lower. But I could not rate Thorton, Akari, and Roxanne. It's a little bit hard to gauge each one. Probably Thorton a little bit lower because Variety Scouts just suck. And probably Roxanne a little bit higher because you just need 3 copies. Because fall seasonal plus really cool outfit design. Akari Pokefair, you know, always nice to see that Hisuian background animation with Scout. But top choice, for me at least, is Rei. Because Rei is just the very first fighting type sync pair to dish out AoE damage. And that is how I end this video. But again, you do you, and scout for whoever you want. I'm just here to share my thoughts and everything like that. So, my video is getting long. I'm gonna end here. Thank you for watching this video. And again, this is the only video, or this is the last video that I'll be making for this update, at least for my analysis, because I'm going somewhere. Maybe I'll have time for Roxanne when I come back, but who knows, right? But for the meantime, no promises. This is my last video. I hope you appreciated it, and hit the thumbs up again, and subscribe if you haven't. Let me know in the comment section which one you are scouting for in this update. And with that said, again, I would like to end by giving a huge shout out to my gifter/gifters. Been a very long time since I've seen some of you. And a huge shout out goes to the members of my channel, especially the crazy VIP Shadow Phil. For almost 3 years of Master Ball tier membership, Pokeball tier members, 2 years, almost 3 years, Alcin, Roy for being shadowy, Luca for being sus, just appearing randomly, Jeremy for being overly generous, thank you so much, as well as hopefully I'll get to meet every one of you soon. Jose, Iwis, Tatsuya Gold, Apsaras, thank you so much for 1 year. Kundan Pokefendo, thank you for Pokeball tier memberships. Thank you guys so very much for your support. Join them, click on the join button and help me out because I will not be having income for 2 weeks. Help me! Help me! Help me! This is Sol, also known as SPL Gum, also known as Spatial Gum, also known as Grunt. Your artist Team Skull Grunt. I will see you in the next video. I'll be streaming. I'll still be streaming Rei. Good luck. See you in the next one. Rat.